السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So we begin a new topic and we are in the 9th question out of the 400 questions of Sarf. Al-Meezaan al-Sarfi. Right, so we actually begin Sarf, right? We actually begin Sarf, what it is. So the previous 8 questions were all about the intro stuff, who started it and all that. What is Sarf and what is Tasrif. So today we begin Al-Meezaan al-Sarfi. What is Meezaan al-Sarfi is the scales. So Arabic is a language which is root letter based, right? So there are some root letters, and from those root letters, you build up multiple words, right? You build up multiple words from those 3 letters or 4 letters or 5 letters, right? So on what pattern can you build up? Can you build up like whatever you want? No, there has to be awzan, right? Specific patterns. That is what Sarf is about. Meezaan a Sarfi. Meezaan is the weighing, the scale, and Sarfi, morphological scale. Right, so mal maqsudu bil mizan as-sarfi. What is intended by mizan as-sarfi? Al-mizan as-sarfi huwa mi'yarun. It is a standard, right? It's a mi'yar. It is a scale. Lafzi. Which is it? Is it meaningful? Right? Does it matter? No, it is lafzi. Lafzi in the sense it is based on letters. So we are actually counting the letters. Right? Lafzi muta'arif عليه بين علماء الصرف ودارسيه متعارف or متعارف, which is known. I think متعارف here means which is known. عليه بين علماء الصرف, which is known between the scholars of morphology of Sarf ودارسيه and its students. Darisuna and Darisina, this is the noon is dropped, Ina, and then the noon is dropped because of the mudaf. So it's students, Daris, students, or the people who study. So it is a mi'yar or lafzi which is known between the scholars, because you cannot why did he say this, the scholars of morphology? Because you cannot start a new scale. Okay, I'm not going to start a scale like fa'ilatun or something, which doesn't exist. I mean, it could exist, I'm just saying, right? Fa'uwiya or something like that. You cannot just start a new scale on your own. You have to look at what the scholars have said, what the students have said, and the scales which are already prevalent in the language. So any word could have a scale, yes, not any word, but it should be mutasarrif, and that means it should not be mabni and all that. He'll explain that. وَمَضْمُونُهُ اتِّخَاذُ حَرْفِ فَعَلَ. And its contents is it takes the letters fa, ain, and lam. Right. So how do you define the scale? Through these 3 letters, that is fa, ain, and lam. Okay. These are kamizan as-sarfi. So it is taken as the scale. This is the scale. This is very important, because if you understand this, so like for example, dhahaba, the, ha, and ba, right? If someone asks you what's his mizan, what's his scale, so you can say, see, this is fa kalima, right? Fa kalima means the first letter, ain kalima second letter, and lam kalima fa'ala. So the scale is what? Fa'ala. Okay, so you can bring any verb. So once you know the scale, you can bring, okay, I want another verb on the pattern of fa'ala, maybe nasara, right? Khalaqa, any verb like this. But if you have Samia, for example, is it on this scale? Samia, is it on fa'ala scale? No, it is on the scale of fa, oh, I cannot see the kasra. Fa'ila, 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 sami'a. See, because Arabic is a kind of a poetic language, right? So everything, meters and urud wal khawafi, all those meters will match, and the fatha dhamma kasra should match. You'll count the letters, and this is what Sarf is about. You see the changes, what changes what, and how was the word formed. For example, Muhammadun, right? In Nahu, we'll be concerned about the ending. But Muhammad, how was it formed? The root letters are ha, mim, and dal. And the pattern is mufa'al. Mufa'al. Because this is the, for form 2, Ismul Maf'ul is made on this pattern. Okay, so mufa'al Muhammad. See, mufa'alun Muhammadun. That's the pattern. Okay, inshallah we'll go into that. So every word should have a scale. Every mutasarrif word or a mutasarrif noun or mutamakkin mu'arab noun. So they've taken these three letters. So these three, fa, ain, lam, is our scale. This is how we judge the words. Fa, ain, and lam كميزان الصرف للكلمة ليزنوا ما به ما يدخله التصريف. To weigh what changes occur in it, right? To changes occur in it. So to weigh, like how do you know what are the changes in it, right? Until you know the scale. Right? من أنواع الكلمات العربية, from the words of from the types of the Arabic words, بشرط أن تكون أسماء متمكنة. That noun should not be mabni noun. You cannot say hada. What's the mizan of hada? We don't care about hada because sarf cares about only mutamakkin, not غير mutamakkin. Mutamakkin is mu'arab nouns, not mabni nouns. وأفعال المتصرفة and أفعال متصرف. What is أفعال متصرف? Which is opposite of jamid. Jamid is just two verbs, which I know. There might be many. Laysa and asa. Apart from these two verbs, everything is mutasarrifa. There could be other verbs also, but I know only two as of now. Laysa and asa. So mutasarrif, I mean the normal verbs, we are concerned about this. Okay, the normal verbs. So this is the scale. It's called Meezaan al-Sarfi. Well, Meezaan al-Sarfi يعرف أو يعرف عدد أو يعرف عدد أحرف المادة. So Meezaan al-Sarfi is, it knows the عدد الحروف وترتيبها, the number of letters. So if you don't know the scale, you'll not be able to identify, right? What are the ahruful madda? What is ahruful madda? Root letters. They are also called ahruful asliya, but he used the word madda. Madda, the source words, right? The original words. Because not every word is original. Like if you see the verb ghaffar, for example. Ghaffar. So what is his root letter? If I don't know that this is on the pattern of fa'al, I'll never be able to guess. This is on the pattern of fa'al. Ghafara. It came from three root letters, ghain, fa, and ra. And they made on the pattern of what? Fa'al. It's mubalagha. Ismul mubalagha, this is called. But ghafar. So I can make any other verb. Like fa'al is also used. Fa'alul lima yurid. Ghaffar. Akal, who eats a lot. Akul is also used. Akal, who eats a lot. Afar. Like that, you can make any verb on the pattern of fa'al. Like that. So how do you know what's the root letter? Here it is Hamza, Kaf, and Lam. Fa'al, Ghaffara, Ghaffar. Like that. So ahruful madda. So he says the adadu ahrufil madda is known. Yu'rafu. This should be yu'rafu. Yu'rafu adadu ahrufil madda. You'll know the number of root letters. What tartibiha, and its order. Is ghain before fa or fa before ra? How do you know the order? Wama fiha min usul. And what are the root letters in it? Usul wa zawaid. Wa harakat wa sakanat. What are the usul? The original root letters. Usul, yeah, asliya, like I said, usul. And zaida. What are the extra letters in it? Right, like ghaffar, what is extra in it? There's an extra fa and alif, right? These are extra in it because you double the ain kalima and you add an alif in it. You'll know the root letters as well as extra letters. Zawaid, huruf zaida in the word. Like for example, kitab. Kitabun. If you say kitab, what are the extra letters? What are the root letters? It's kaf, ta, and ba. How do you know? Fi'al, it's on the pattern of fi'al. I know it's on the pattern of fi'al. And what is the extra letter? Alif. So I'll know what is the root letter. Once I know the root letter, it came from kataba, to write. So a place where it's written is called kitab, a book. Right? Like that. Harakat was sakanat. And you'll know which one has a haraka. Like kitabun, this has a haraka. Ta also has a haraka. And alif has a sukun. So you'll know the harakat and sakanat also. Which ones has sukun and everything. So this is what is Meezaan Sarfi. And the scale, morphological scale. Right? So every mu'arab noun or mutamakkin noun should have a scale, right? It could be rare. We might not able to identify the scale because we don't know the rules or some advanced scales or whatever, but these are the scales. Fa, ain, lam. And it is all based on three letters. Fa, ain, and lam. Fa kalima, ain kalima, and lam. And that's all. Instead of giving numbers, first word, second word, third word, because that will become too complicated. They use letters, fa, ain, lam. And why did you choose fa, ain, lam? Well, that's the next question, inshallah ta'ala. Why did you choose fa, ain, and lam? There are two reasons for that. Because fa'ala means he did. That's so common. Every verb is an action, right? So that's why they chose fa'ain and lam. Okay, we'll see in the next question, question number 10. So I hope we understood what is Meezaan or Sarfi, right? Inshallah. Jazakallahu Khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.